some ladies approached me and they wanted me to run for this regatta contest where you parade around in a bathing suit and that sort of stuff. And I wasn't strong enough to say no. But all the time I thought about my bowed legs because I had two brothers that, teased me about my bowed legs.
If anyone knows anything about Stampede royalty, cowboys, and the world of rodeo, it's Joan Palmentier-Gentles, daughter of Leonard Palmentier.
We knew and were told that our father was one of the ones to start the Williams Lake Stampede. And so it was an exciting time for us. There was a lot of visiting, and we all enjoyed coming to Williams Lake Stampede.
Born and raised in Risky Creek, the world back then was a different place from what we know now.
I grew up at Risky Creek. I was born at Risky Creek. I lived at Risky Creek, and it's still home territory for me. And with a mother that never had a day of school, grandmother that never had a day of school. But I felt discrimination right from the time I went to school, started school. When I was told by a teacher to sit back with the rest of them, and I didn't know she was talking to me until I looked up and her eyes were on me, and then I looked to the back of the room and all the mission kids were back there.
But with a strong First Nations background and determination to excel in school, Joan was soon approached to run for the 1966 Williams Lake Stampede Queen.
The only reason why I ran for the Stampede Queen, well, to begin with, I didn't have a bunch of fancy clothes. I grew up poor, and I was busy going to business school at the time as well in Kamloops. And Hillary and Rita Place came down twice to see me, wanting me to run for the Stampede Queen in Williams Lake. And I said no the first time, and the second time they came, they took me for supper and talked with me again, and so I said I would.
Joan became the first First Nation Stampede Queen in Williams Lake, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. Even after being crowned, the newly appointed queen still faced some challenges.
Well, I felt that I had to be a role model. I felt that I had to behave. I felt that there was going to be a lot of eyes on me. And somebody spoke up, a derogatory statement about Indians in one of the very first dinners I was at. And I was the only First Nation person in there. So I spoke to it right there at that table. I had been recently crowned, and I just wouldn't tolerate it.
Eventually, Joan went on to become the BC Indian Princess as well. But despite all that time in the pageant world, Joan's determination for equality eventually pushed her to a career in the legal system, allowing her to help the First Nations community receive equal opportunity.
I was called by Judge Barnett, and this lady was coming up. And, she was kind of handicapped as well, and I knew her. And he didn't like what was happening for her. I went in the police vehicle with her. And in Lac La Hache, we had to be transferred to the RCMP in 100 Mile. And they didn't know me so well, and they wanted to lock me up with her, but there's no way that I'll walk into a cell and be locked up for nothing. And when the psychologist asked her to draw a picture of her home, she drew a picture of her home. There was a door, there was no windows. They asked her to draw trees. She drew trees that was around her territory. Some trees, there was windfalls, so the top of it was jagged, and the top of the tree was laying down here. I thought for somebody that, they're going from English and I'm going to Chilcotin, I thought she did a good job. When he started interpreting what he saw in that, I felt comfortable to speak to him. That is her home, she drew. It has no windows in the front end. That is her home where the windfall and trees lies on the ground.
For the one Stampede Queen, it's simple, honesty and respect. That's all she fought for and will continue to do.
Many times I have had to watch anthills. And, we'd have to sing to the ants. We want to make it, the sun to shine. We'd have stories. You need to go and kick an ant and sing this song. So we'd kick the anthills and sing this song in our language. And then we were asked to be observant of the ants. The ants really help one another. If all of us as human beings in the world were like ants. We wouldn't have the rich, the poor, the discrimination. We wouldn't have that.